Should be good to go.
All right, cool. So this is Josh's 1.5 confessional. I still gotta upload my first one, but I'm gonna get to that as soon as I've done this. But yeah, I basically had a very interesting conversation with Scott. At first, the way that he was messaging me earlier today, after I recently got a drop in from my confessional about a puzzle. I was like, wait a minute. Did everybody receive this puzzle? Because I came back from work after working early in the morning, and I just noticed this. So I was just trying to catch up to see what was going on. Turns out not everybody got the puzzle. And then Scott told me he never had it like the entire time. I think he's full of shit, but I don't know. He could be right. Like maybe some people could get the puzzle, or maybe he's just playing me. Either that, like basically I had a very long video call with Scott. Fortunately, we couldn't record it because Nicole forgot to tell us to record it. But basically, to summarize that, I gave him the link to my puzzle, see if he could solve it. I finished it, but unfortunately, I wasn't the fastest. Jack was the one that was one of the people that got the puzzle, and he solved it in like 13 minutes. I'm like, how the hell did he finish that in 13 minutes? That's insane. So I tried solving it the best I can, and then try to submit it to see if I can win something. Like I doubt it. Like he probably has an advantage or something. But Scott thinks that like the two people that were party planners and the two people that were last picked, which is myself and Grayson, would probably get the puzzle. But then another interesting conversation is how the puzzle came about is Ryan was telling me that Austin solved the puzzle when he uploaded his what do you call it? Some people were uploading pictures of like their vacations and stuff, and he was the first one that submitted it. He had a conspiracy theory, and I think this is just a theory, that he was the first one to get it. Now, I tried messaging Austin to see if he got the puzzle too, and it turns out he did. So it's not just the two party planners and the two people that got it. I think a certain amount of people got randomized to get the puzzle. So either it's by luck, or maybe it's in a certain position. I don't know. But it's something to do with that, and it could be pretty interesting later down the line. Now, when I was talking to Scott, he was drunk, so obviously he was going to spill some of the truth. But when I was talking to him and we were trying to solve the puzzle together, we were screen sharing. And that one I was actually a little nervous because it kind of did reveal some of the people that I was talking to. But then I tried to create a nice alibi story to see if he could buy it. And so far he got it. And yeah, he was just telling me some stuff about like, you know what? I have a really good vibe with you. Like, you know, like I think you and I can have each other's backs. And yeah, like who else has been telling you like about the puzzle? Like he clearly wants the details, and I tried to give him like, you know, some sort of, I don't know, bullshit kind of answer to see if he could buy it. And Ryan kind of technically told me that he asked me that if I did the puzzle, which is not really the case, but I kind of just went with it. So I just went with that. But yeah, that's what I got. So I tried to make Scott think that, like, you know, I'm not telling too much people because I was completely thrown out of the loop of this whole puzzle thing. So then when I tried asking a few more people, I realized, wait a minute, some people actually didn't have the puzzle. That's concerning. So this could put a target on my back, but I gotta cover my bases for it. So far it's okay. But yeah, the more that I talked with Scott, he said like, hey, you know what, if we mention each other's names, you know, like I trust you, it's not really that big of a deal, I know that we'll keep each other safe. And this makes me suspicious because the fact that like he could be telling the same shit to everybody, that's the thing that kind of worries me, because if Scott says the same thing to everybody, he's gonna go deep and everyone is gonna like know his shit. I'm on to him. Do I want to take Scott to the end? Probably not. I mean, I do sense that he really wants to work with me, but something about him just doesn't seem right at all. And then later on with Austin too, when Ryan sensed that he's the one that has it, I'm just thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, was Austin been talking to Ryan, or did Ryan figure out that Austin has it? Like, I wasn't told that Austin did the puzzle, but apparently he's telling me he hasn't done it yet. So, not quite sure if he's hiding it from me when we're supposed to be working together. So already I'm getting a little bit of, lies already. Or maybe he is telling the truth and maybe Ryan's lying to me. I'm not too sure. I got to really triple check everything. But so far, that's the gist of where that puzzle thing is. Now, Scott wants to go to the end with me. And he said, hey, you know what? I'm putting my game out on the line. This is a big move. I want to work with you, and we can go deep in this game. And I'm like, okay. I thought that was a pretty bold statement to go. And it definitely shows that maybe he really does want to work with me. But he also laid out the fact that, like, he wants to work with our whole team because there's some people in our crew that he wants to work with, which I do too, because Austin is on the team and so is Grayson. And yeah, you know what? I'm kind of down for that, actually, because I'm talking to most of the people that's already on the team anyways, so that's already a good head start for it. Now, the only thing that still concerns me is that Scott might be telling the same shit to everybody and trying to cover all of his bases. And he even says to me, like, I won't say anything, when he could actually saying a whole bunch of shit behind my back and I could be first out. That's why I got to keep my tabs on him. And yeah, so that's pretty much what's on my mind after the nice 45-minute conversation with Scott. It's a bit of a I'm excited for it, but at the same time I'm like, he has that evil grin on his face that makes me want to go, seriously, bro? Like, either you're just really good at bullshitting or your smile just gives away that you're lying. It's one or the other. I can't fully tell, but I'm trying to figure out where that leads to me.
All right. So there's a couple questions that Nicole and production have liked to ask through confessionals, like round to round, kind of, so you can gauge when you look back, see where your head was at, see like how right you were, I guess. At this point in the game, who would you say? I know it's pretty early, and first impressions, and just up until this point, who would you say you trust the most at this point in the game?
I mean, it's hard to say because I don't really have a close niche with anyone that is tight with me, other than Austin, because him and I were both in All Out too. But I think him and I would probably be the closest right now, only because him and I have been like on the same page as far in terms of like working together, and also on terms of like what we could do moving forward. And then Grayson also reached out saying to me that he has really good vibes with me, and he wants to work with me. So already I have Austin and Grayson, and now I have Scott. So already that's 4 people. So I hope that those people have the same interest as me. Austin, I know he needs me because I know his game, but he doesn't know mine. So obviously he's going to keep me under him, but I can start seeing the lies that's coming through these people. So it's really hard to say, but I'm going to go with Austin on this.
And then on the opposite spectrum, who out there of the cast, you can be talking to everyone, who do you think you would say that you trust the least at this point?
Trust the least. I'm going to go with Jordan on this, only because when we were in that group chat where like we were doing Never Have I Ever, he was looking through his phone and for like most of the conversations, like it was blatantly obvious. I was like, okay, if you're going to like talk to people in front of the group chat while having your phone out, while PMing everybody. Don't make it too obvious, because that makes me show that you're not really being interested in the conversation. So I want to say Jordan right now, but again, like, it's just my first impression of him, so I really got to figure out where everyone else's loyalty lies. So can't be too sure with him yet, but he's the one I trust the least right now.
All right, so you kind of seen how the format is, in that, you know, the party planner are the people that go and you know, select and divide the crews and the teams.
Mm-hmm.
How is that, like, how is that affecting your strategy in this game? Like, are you going to be somebody that's going to gun for that role, or what are you going to do in terms of, you know, going for a party planner?
So party planner is definitely a safety net. That's all it is. It's just a safety net. So it could be something that I would want to go for in the future, but only if my name's been thrown out. If my name's been thrown out, I'm going to campaign for that. But the thing is, the way that you guys do it is that for the first round, you guys voted for the majority to be party planner. So in order for me to be party planner, I have to be in a majority position to get people to trust me, to get me to get party planner, as far as I know. But that's just based off of that. I don't know how you guys randomize to do it. But if I were to go for party planner, it would have to be when I get into a really good position. Because if I were to go for party planner when I'm in a not so good position, then I would have to try to convince people to get me to get a party planner. Otherwise, if I don't, they're just gonna like try to prevent me from getting it altogether.
Okay. So another question it's a new question that production's gonna be asking kind of round to round. Not You can't answer this with yourself, but who do you think, other than yourself, is in the best position in the game right now to win, to go far, to win, basically? I know it's really early, but
I don't think I'm in the best position right now after I was last picked for the tribes thing. I definitely am not in the best position right now, so that's concerning. But I would say the one who's in the best position right now, I think it's Luke, I believe. He is definitely the one that seems like has the most genuine personality, or at least the most straightforward. So he'll tell it like it is. So I think that bluntly honest kind of persona is definitely what's going to get people to trust you. I'm trying to hold back on that as well, not as much as I should, because if I just were to be bluntly honest on like everything, I know I'm going to be out first round, so I have to keep things under wraps, because I know for a fact things are going to be really, really suspicious later on. But the thing is I know Luke definitely has. I know he's definitely going to go top 8 at least, because he can easily try to convince people that he deserves to be here and get rid of the ones that are a threat to his game. When in reality, to some of the others that are playing with him, he's gonna be like, "Oh, let's just get rid of them because they're the biggest threat to your game." When in reality, it's the biggest threat to his. So that's what I think with him, because he seems like a super fan like I am. So I need to make sure he is not throwing my name out, because if he does, he's probably going to rally the votes to get me out. But he seems like he's in a really good position based off the conversations that I've had with him so far. I would say that.
all right. So that is all the questions that I have for you. If you have anything else that you would like to say or get off your chest,
Other than the fact that, like, oh wait, I forgot to mention this, that Scott was asking me when I was doing the puzzle that if I recognize anybody, and I said I think I know Austin, from All Out 2, but only because like I was in pre-jury and then he made it all the way in, but I never really talked to him. And then I basically made it seem like I haven't reached out to him or like anything like that, because if I do, it's not gonna it's gonna put a huge target on his back and my back. So I gotta try to create a little white lie with him, because I know for a fact Scott seems like the kind of person that likes to spill tea to everybody. So that's why I was like, Scott, it is a nice offer, but let's be honest. I think in reality, you're just going to say the same shit to everybody and get rid of the people that are not going to benefit you the most. I think that's just my opinion. But if he is really true on what he says, you got to work on your poker face, bud, because your evil grin is giving it away most of the time.
All right, and that's all we have for you. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording.
Okay.